insert sphere. Now, when it comes to sculpting hair, let's go ahead and do a split mask points. Let's go ahead and Dynamesh this. There's a lot of different ways you can sculpt hair. You can use insert mesh brushes for hair. You can use, and the other cool thing about keeping them separate is you can go in here with your snake hook now and just like go crazy with like where you want the hair to go. And you can also use insert mesh. Okay, so in my previous channels that I keep spamming, we do go over a lot of hair creation methods, both on the Pixelogic and on my channel. And so yeah, if you just wanted to do like a sculpt, you could just go through here and make whatever block out shapes you want, and then go in with your clay buildup, and we can start defining this. Let's go ahead and crank our resolution up a little bit. Or you can use insert mesh brushes, or you can use curve brushes if you want to do if you want to keep these strands separate. Let's give them some Pantene Pro V hair here. Keep raising this here, and let's intensity up. So yeah, you can't just do a single sculpt. If I wanted to do really highly detailed hair that I would want to keep separate, I would probably choose to do a bunch of curve brushes. Like we've done that. So if I go back through my videos, but if we go to brush, I'm pretty sure we have hair. Where am I looking at? So I would still sculpt this just to get your forms out, like where you want the hair to flow. But then if you want to keep them separated and kind of work on them separately, you could go to hair, make your own hairbrush, tube stylized hair, I think maybe. We can kind of drag out a curve. Oops, we got to make a slight change to that. Let's go to stroke here. Hold down shift to open up all these options here. We're going to go from thick to thinnish. And now we can go thick to thin. So, and also I'm going to go to curve. And we're going to go to depth. We'll bring this down a little bit. So as it draws out, it'll kind of be embedded a little bit. So now what you can do is you can kind of drag this out and tap off, drag this one out, tap off if you want to. You can even go through here and Control Shift to grab this one, and then you can just kind of use something previous and kind of start making these things intertwine and overlap like that. As well as you can use the curve brush to do that too. So if we go back to our curve brush here that we made, you can drag this out, and then if you want, you can go over here to stroke. You can turn off bend and snap, and then you can hit 5, which is going to save a snapshot. So you can do 5 and then drag out a copy, and then 5, drag out a copy, drag out all the copies you want. A lot of different ways to skin a cat in this program. Or you can just tap off and then just keep dragging these things out. Or if you want to continue this down, just keep continuing this down. Braids are really easy too. So if we go here and we want to do a braid on here, instead of sculpting out a braid, just drag that out, make our brush size bigger, tap off. Let's go ahead and do a split mask points here. And now we've got a giant braid that we have access to. If you don't like this geometry, what you can do is you can go here to your Z-remesher, hit depth size down to 0, hit same, just Z-remesh these things. And honestly, and then you get new geometry. And really, you could just hit Control D to start subdividing this thing. You can go here to inflate if you want to inflate this stuff up. And you can keep these things separately too. So as you're subdividing, you can go in here to each individual strand and detail it out, or H-polish it, or clay buildup to get more detail in those strands. Same thing as these things. So let's go ahead and Control Shift A. We'll go ahead and split that off. And then for these hair strands, as we subdivide, you'll be able to go through here and kind of use your standard brush or your smooth brush to kind of wrap some helixes around these shapes and detail them up as needed, but separately. So you can isolate them. And for this one, what we can do is just in auto groups here, and then you can just isolate them and sculpt on them as needed, or you can go to group split them all into separate strands and then merge them later. And if you want to do really cool stuff, let's go to brush. Let's go out just back to our brushes here, and we'll go to IMM. And these I got off of the Insert Mesh repository. So if you Google ZBrush Central Insert Mesh Multi-Mesh repository, there's a whole thread of this. So if you wanted to do like a beard, like a dwarf beard, oops. Again, we have subdivision history on that. So we're going to go back to our null, and we'll go ahead and split mass points on this one. Actually, let's do Control Shift, we'll grab all these, and then let's go ahead and split hidden. No, we can't do split hidden. Oh, that inherited the name. They're all null now. So now this one has teeth on it. Let's go ahead and split that off. Here's our actual null object. So we can go here, and you can do all the craziest decorative whatever you want to do. Let's say that's a beard here. So let's go ahead and split mass points here. And we can move this around as needed. And now we can just do inflate. We can inflate this up, and now it has, you know, whatever. Cool, everybody good?